of October. Thank you, Laura. Okay, so let me share briefly. I am Alba Skandaj, and I work as a consultant for Jimmy Institute, and I'm from Albania. I'd like to hear from each of you. So where you come from, your name, where you come from, and also the company you work for, just in short. Thank you.
Do we put it in the chat, Alba?
Yes, it would be good that they can also rename themselves. So you can put your name, surname, and also the country you come from and the company you work for, if it is possible.
Medtronic Minneapolis, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Where else are you guys joining us from?
Larry, you can present yourself, and Laura as well, all the team from Jimmy, meanwhile.
Sure, we're having people writing in the chat though. Let me just highlight that. We have Travis from the University of Charleston. Welcome, Travis. Alfonso from EGADE Business School in Mexico. We have Kobang from South Africa. Atef from Palestine. He's in Versailles University. We have Sarah from Jimmy. We have Luma from Dubai Culture and Arts Authority. Salman from City of London and Government Corporation. We'll have Bethel from Ethiopia. She's from IXL Center. Laura, Bogota, Colombia, working for Jimmy. So we have a lot of different people from around the world. I am based in Colombia as well. My name is Larissa. I'm part of the Jimmy executive team, and I will be joining you in this program as well. Maybe Laurita, can you introduce yourself as well?
Yes, for sure. Thank you, Larry. Hello, welcome to all these innovators. Thank you to be here. I'm the Global Communications Coordinator of the Global Innovation Management Institute, and I will be here if you need anything. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Laurita. And we also have Serge Herrera from Mexico. Welcome. I like that Mexicans are starting to be more present in the Jimmy Institute events. We always are seeing people from Mexico. It's very exciting. Kevin Ramirez from Bogota. Thank you, Kevin. Well, really nice. If you can just rename yourself, guys. That way we can be on top of who is writing in the chat, and we can have some more personalized experience. Go ahead, Alba.
Okay, so as we already introduced ourselves, I would like you to also invite to be very much proactive in this info session. So if you have any questions, feel free to write in the chat, but we will also have Q&A session at the end of this info session, so you can also ask directly to us. And just want to also benefit from this info session to clarify all of your concerns regarding the CIP program. Okay, so I will be sharing our objectives of this info session for today. We would like to provide the explanation about the program that we will start soon on October 10th. We will also have the pleasure to meet with past participants of CIP program of the last cohort that we had in February this year. Kobang and also Atef are here with us to share their experience throughout this program. And also, as I mentioned, we're going to have also the Q&A session at the end, and the objective is to answer your questions regarding the programs and the onboarding. And based on our objectives, we have drafted the agenda, which will cover the point of view on innovation. We'll have a brief introduction to Jimmy Institute and the merger that we have recently done with the Innovation Association of Innovation Professionals. And also, we will learn more about the CIP program, the past participants, and the Q&A session. So let us start with a short introduction about Jimmy AIIP. So Jimmy is a certification body, is a nonprofit organization, which is established in 2009. And recently, in the last couple of months, we are merged with a very well-known organization, which is a training organization and certification body on innovation management as well, which is named International Association of Innovation Professionals. And as I mentioned, the aim of Jimmy is to democratize innovation worldwide. And we do that through different kind of courses, programs that we offer, training programs, as well certifications for individuals and also organizations. And we offer a lot of experiential learning programs, Innovation Olympics, 10X, 2X, and all other programs that can help organizations to go bigger in terms of the revenue generated, in terms of the innovative solutions provided in their future business. And these are a couple of partners from all our programs that we have offered to them. As you can see, this is a range of different organizations. Following, as you can see, there are universities, corporates, and also associations, different kind of associations. And how do we deliver that? In a very cost-effective, standard, and scalable way through our online tools, our books, course specs, workshops, and online courses as well. Okay, I mentioned a little bit about the aim of GIMI, but as I already said, the vision of GIMI is to make innovation a professional business discipline that can be taught everywhere, to universities, to professional organizations, and corporate and government academics. And the mission is to reach to more than 1 million individuals and companies to be certified with our programs. And our values relies on the innovation, democratization, volunteerism, integrity, collaboration, and preeminence. This is, let's say, the main body, the diverse group of innovation experts that comprise our board of directors. And these come from different countries, different regions, and also from different industries, as you can see. And we do scale up, so we leverage towards our certified training partners, which are all around the world. They operate in more than 30 countries all over the world. And we have 27 certified training partners, as you can see there in the below information. Okay, regarding the merger with the AIIP, I would say that now we are stronger than ever. I would say that proudly, that we are the biggest innovation institution that provides certification and also training on innovation and innovation management all over the world. And we provide also courses, programs, experiential learning programs in coherence with the ISO Plus standards. And we provide a lot of events on innovation, conferences, scientific journal as well is part of our offering, which is indexed in Emerald Insight. And also we provide certification programs both for individuals and organizations. And as you can see, the numbers are showing themselves, right? For the power of this merger between GIMI and AIIP. As you can see, we are located in more than 116 geographical states. We have part of our members, 16,000 members, and we also have provided 1,200, more than 1,200 company certificates. We have certified around 20,000 individuals all over the world, and we collaborate with more than 538 universities, and we have a long number of partnerships with companies which reach out to more than 200 partnerships all over the world. And regarding our point of view, I don't know if HP has already joined.
Oh, I've joined.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yes,
HP. Yes, we can see you.
Okay.
And we can hear you. Okay.
Good. So just first of all, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Hitendra Patel, and I'm the managing director of GIMI, AIIP. And the other part of this thing is I've been doing innovation all my life from Motorola, where I was myself a scientist and innovator for Motorola, and then later on as a management consultant at Arthur D. Little, at the Monitor Group, and also at IXL Center. We have been trying to help people innovate, and it's very simple. What's next? What else? And that's what the question most CEOs, most owners, most mayors, anybody's asking. What's next? What else? And then you got to seize the moment. It's carpe diem. And if you do those things, then you should be able to innovate very easily. But a lot of people don't have the tools or the systems to make that happen. And so my objective and our objective at Jimmy is to provide you guys tools, methodologies, and confidence to be able to do this with yourself alone or in teams or as a capability in your organization. I believe today you guys are talking about signing up for the Certified Innovation Professional training. And this training is really powerful because it comes from about 30 to 40 years of refinement. We started doing this at Arthur D. Little, and we work with General Motors and Ford and all the car companies, all the beverage companies, Pepsi, Schweppes, Coke, you name it. Back then, the cool companies, whoever they were. Later on, we refined this technology and methodologies and applied them to companies like Samsung and LG, companies across Cemex in Mexico, Braskem and Natura in Brazil, and you name it again across the globe. And each step along the way, we learned what not to do. I just want to be very clear about it. The main thing I want to let you know is there is so much in the body of knowledge of innovation today that how do you actually get rid of what's the minimum, the barest minimum that allows you to be actionable and successful. And so the goal of this course was over time to get that refinement because everything sounded important and everything sounded relevant. Are trends important? Yes. But how much of trends is important? Are market insights important? Absolutely. Is technology trends important? Technology insights important? Yes. But how do we do the minimum to be able to take action without getting stuck and getting too deep in any one of them? So we have created this core training programs based on teaching over 5,000 MBA students. A group of us went out to business schools in the MBA programs and started teaching. And as we taught them, we learned very quickly what could be teachable, what's not easy to teach, and what's scalable. So what you're going to learn is there's a really great handbook, which is called the Innovation Book of Science, right? Which is part of the AIIP booklet. That book is really dense in knowledge. And then there's a booklet on how to start and how to finish idea generation strategically. For those of you who are trying to do innovation from a strategic perspective, putting the energy of your company or your team on something important and is trying to do big and bold things, then this methodologies will allow you to go faster and cheaper and better. So with that, I'll be your instructor. Alba, I'm not sure what else you wanted me to speak about, but I just want to make sure I'll be your instructor. I've been doing this for a lot of years. I love innovation. I love teaching it. I got a lot of passion for it. I've created innovations myself. And I just want to say, for those of you who are signing up, congratulations. And for those of you who are on the fence, I encourage you to sign up and then basically become ambassadors in the future. So with that, I just want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, Alba. And I'm going to give you back the floor. But Alba had asked me to come in and say hello to all of you and say to welcome you. Thank you, Alba.
Thank you, Doctor.
And thanks, everybody.
Hitendra.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much for your presence. And see you in the master classes of CIP.
Okay. And then just one last thing, Alba, just to make sure I am here running a workshop, and it's the same training materials that we cover with Coca-Cola right now. So I'm here with the facility, helping with the Coca organization. Same method, same tools.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, HP.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Okay.
HP. Alba, if you want, I can share my screen.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, just give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Larry, we can.
Okay, guys, so what do you see in this slide that I'm showing right now? I would just like to ask everyone in the audience, what are you seeing on this slide? Maybe you can write on the chat, you can say it out loud, it's perfectly fine. Just want to know what you're seeing. Don't be afraid.
A lot of companies that have lost prominence during the last decades.
Definitely, right? But the real question is, okay, these great companies are no longer with us, but what happened, right? Why did they actually disappear? they were not unsuccessful companies. Actually, Kodak, AOL, Blockbuster, all of them had really smart people working for them, right? They usually have a very great executive team. They hire the best of the best. They have big consulting firms supporting them. They have Wall Street experts telling them what may be right or wrong, right? There are very lot of smart people in these companies, yet they failed. But why is that? Why do you think that was the reason for it to happen? Don't be afraid, just
So
whatever comes
Solomon has raised his hand up. Yes, Solomon.
Yes, is because they were not being innovative, and the company that they are competing with took advantage, and they came out with destructive innovation or other way to take over. And especially a company like Kodak. Kodak sat down because they were enjoying the market in cameras and those stuff. And before they realized, Samsung and Sony and others are taking over the market.
That's great that you mentioned Kodak, as Kodak was actually once an iconic and dominant player in the photography industry, right? They actually were pioneers in many technological innovations in photography, including the first digital camera in 1975. So it's not like they didn't see that digital was coming, right? They had around 200 people working on digital, right? So they were actually first on doing it. They fired the old CEO they had. They brought a new one from the electronics industry. And as I mentioned, they had around 200 people working on digital cameras. So maybe it's not that they didn't see that digital was coming, right? But they had other 40,000 people working on chemicals. They were chemical engineers, right? So most of the people were more into the current business, right? Which was photography. And while 200 people working on digital were yelling digital, 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 the other 40,000 that had chemical engineering backgrounds were happy on their current business. So they were already making like $50 billion of revenue, while digital at that time for them was only generating around 100 million, so to speak. So this is very important that you mentioned, because as Kodak struggled to recognize maybe this disruptive technology that would come up in the market, they didn't fully embrace it, and they didn't invest in digital photography as much as they should. They were slow to adapt, right? So this hesitation allowed competitors like Canon or Nikon and other smartphone manufacturers later on to gain foothold in the digital photography market, right? So they were actually early, but they were slow, right? They were reluctant to adapt to this digital era, and they gradually lost significant market share to competitors, right? And they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on 2012, if I'm not wrong. So we will see during this course how we should act fast to adapt to a changing world. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this, but you can see that, well, these are examples from the last years, but now it's faster than ever how new and emerging players are swooping in and reshaping established sectors faster than before, right? And this is a phenomenon that can be illustrated here with notable examples of recent history. As you know, books to Amazon, you know, the e-commerce giant. We have travel to Priceline. We have cable to Netflix, in which, you know, Netflix rise to prominence disrupted completely the cable TV industry in 5 years, right? And now more than ever, it's even faster with this new technology and AI. So we have to be fast, right? But we don't have to let our current business as something that we cannot transform. We have to be fast thinking of our current businesses, how can we leverage the capabilities, assets, and technologies that we currently have to go on the wave of the trends and the changes that are showing up in our world. And that's not only it, but companies that constantly lead in innovation and are fast actually have other types of rewards across various dimensions of their businesses. I'm just going to share some. Shareholder returns being one of them. Innovation leaders often experience higher shareholder returns because investors recognize that these are companies that are positioned for long-term growth. Innovation in this case, as we are going to be discussing it in our course, is focused on growth. Innovation is a way to grow. So this is one thing definitely that will be a reward for companies that take innovation in like a strategic imperative. Second, I would say it's customer loyalty, right? So people tend to resonate with brands that have the best products or services, and their commitment, for instance, in Gillette, the commitment of Gillette to have like cutting edge grooming solutions has led to a stronger customer loyalty, as well as Chic. Here's are just examples for you to understand and reflect a little bit who is doing it better than the other, because also Chic has made a lot of innovations in razor designs and blade technology to attract new customers who have a superior, who value a superior shaving performance, right? The third one would be preferred partnerships. Here we can see, and we have seen, that innovative companies become preferred partners for collaborations and alliances, right? Because their track records of pushing boundaries and introducing new products make them attractive to partners from other organizations. And with innovation, we have seen that to go fast, we need to partner. Fourth, and last but not least, are high quality talent. So also being innovative brings or attracts top tier talent. So individuals want to work on groundbreaking projects and contribute to industry changing innovations are drawn to these companies. So these are all elements that companies have to consider, not only for growing individually, but how they're going to be growing. And last, on this little slides that we have prepared, I would like to mention that in Jimmy, we are very focused on defining innovation as creating new value, but also capturing new value in new ways. So to understand this definition better, we have broken it down in different parts of the value chain. There are many ways to do things differently across the entire value chain. So it includes targeting new customers, it includes exploring new delivery channels, adopting new pricing models, new partnerships, etc. But it's important to note that the creation of new value does not necessarily have to be new to the world. It just has to be new to the organization. And this provides a different perspective that opens up a lot of possibilities for borrowing ideas from other industries or geographies and applying them to our own industry and company. I'm just going to give you a very short example, like McDonald's. We all know McDonald's. For instance, in new ways of to produce, McDonald's has made efforts to source more sustainable and environmentally friendly ingredients, for instance. They have committed not only to using, they are only using sustainably sourced coffee and palm oil, for instance. That's one of the things. New offerings that it's not new anymore, but the Mac Cafe. They introduced the Mac Cafe at the moment as a new line of products, offering a wider range of coffee-based beverages and baked goods to compete in the coffee market, which they didn't have before. But I could go further on in many different examples. The dollar menu that they introduced, value menus to cater price-sensitive customers. They did bundling strategies, so customers could have discounted prices when purchasing combo meals compared to buying them separately, and so on and so forth. So my message here is we have to explore the complete value chain to understand the different ways we can innovate and generate value for the client and capture value for our organization, being that new, as I mentioned in the bottom here, new top line growth, new cost reductions, new strategic premiums, or new real options. So you will see all of this in our course. I just want to emphasize on how you will do it right now, which is a two-level approach to understanding or gaining knowledge of innovation management techniques. The first level will be the innovation associate, and then the second level will be the innovation master, that together is called the certified innovation professional. I will go through what the course will entail, and then we will have a Q&A for anyone who may have any questions or comments, okay? So let me go with the first level. Here is, this program is designed for you to learn idea generation, right? And implementation tools. So you can, as a company or as an individual, learn how to generate breakthrough innovations, not just any innovation. So you will apply these tools to create more and better innovative ideas and tackle a real world challenge on the next level. So you can apply what you learn on this specific level. So we will start with demystifying innovation. We will learn a little bit more about what innovation is and what it's not, which is very important. I just gave you a little briefing about that, but you will see in detail with Dr. Patel. And then you will learn about the innovation intent, how to generate or agree on where and why to innovate. Here it's basically understanding what is the growth gap in our organization, how much we want to grow, and how much time. So we actually give a time frame to innovation and understand what is the level of effort we will have to make to actually close that gap. Then you will learn how to generate opportunity insights. So here is the moment that we will be looking into many different industries, what they're doing outside of our industry, other competitors, other, how do we imagine the future? So we will generate here a lot of dots, a lot of perspectives to actually put them together and group them and see potential attractive areas of growth for organization, which brings me to the next element, which is fields of play. So based on these opportunity insights, we will be able to frame some new areas for the company to play in which we're actually good at. So we will not identify solely new areas of growth, but new areas where we have some sort of advantage, competitive advantage, to actually go forward with them and prioritize one, so we can develop some business concepts that are going to be part of this area of play, in which we will learn how to make them robust to finally prioritize one and make it a business case. So this is all one after the other module. It is step by step that we will guide you, and we will do this with a simulated case. So here you will work with your co-workers or with your student teams, and basically go through a case that we will bring for you. Last time we've used many different cases. We talked about the industry of the cruises. We have talked about new food industry opportunities for a Handel Tyrol. Well, I don't know yet which case Dr. Patel will bring to you, but it will be very nice because it will be based on a true experience that we have seen. So you will actually see if you brought very different ideas than what we brought when we did it. So CIP level 1 associate is focused on having the knowledge, and you will do it with the case, right? And this is all in the master classes that will be taking place on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 hours each. I don't know why we didn't include it, but it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then you will have, after 4 weeks, you will have the time to do it for your own project. So what this means is that you won't have 4 weeks of extra class with us. You basically will do the level 1, which is the intense part when you gain all the knowledge. And then on the second level, you will do it with some teammates, probably from the same class, or if you have another group that you want to work with in your own company, that's fine. Of course, the certification will only be yours, but you will have 1 hour per week with a mentor. So you can see week to week the progress that you're supposed to be doing and actually submit all the business case at the end of those 4 weeks. And then we just have graduation ceremony. So here, basically, you will define the project to work on. As I mentioned in the previous level, we will do a case. So you will do the same work we do for the case, but in this specific level, you will do it for your own real world challenge in your organization, or in an organization you have access to in order for you to be able to get some insights from people that work there, right? So here it's pretty straightforward. You have 4 weeks. This is an open, you will see how to work with your team however you want, but we will be sending you weekly all the details of that specific week to make sure that by the end of the 4 weeks, all the elements of the innovation framework are included in your project and you're able to present at the end. Okay, so this is a summary. So level 1, we will do the masterclass training, right? And then you do an exam. That's it. Then you submit by the end of this level 1, what's going to be the project challenge, or what team you're going to be working with. It can be perfectly from the same cohort of students, so don't worry if you don't have a team right now. But then, as I mentioned, you will be going to the next level, which is doing the project with the mentor sessions and submitting it finally by the end of the 4 weeks. And if we approve it, you will have your CIP. What happens if you don't approve it? First of all, the exam of level 1 is mandatory. So we will give you up to 2 opportunities for you to pass the exam to go to level 2. So by the end of level 2, you should have that exam done. Then the casework, we will provide you with some feedback, right? And you will have the chance up to 1 week afterwards to adjust and refine and submit again for us to review. And if we approve, of course, you will have your certification. Okay, so we will be working with you side by side. HP, Hitendra will be the main instructors, but we will have some guest instructors on the different classes. And depending on the subject, you may have 1 or 2 different instructors sometimes. In this case, I'm highlighting Ronald Jonas, which is the president of the board of JIM Institute. And we have David Tesone, Rohan Sagpal, and Benjamin Sawulko that all have worked with the JIM Institute in diverse occasions as certified training partners. As we mentioned at the beginning, we work with certified training partners around the world. So they are actually doing it all the time in their own countries. We will have mentors for the second level, but Alba will be your will be Itendra's TA, so you will see her for all level 1. And then we will have logistics and communications coming from her and from Laura or Laura's team in order for you to know weekly any reminder that we may think it's necessary. So to remember to go to the class, any homework that the instructor has left for you to do, and so on and so forth, right? So we have this deal. I know some of you are already signed up, so that's great. But if you aren't, because we know some people here are part of the AIIP members, we would like to make sure you know what are the pricings for everyone who wants to be part of this. So for non-members, the price of the CIP Masterclass for both levels is USD $2,000. For AIIP associate members, we have a 50% discount. So if you're not AIIP member right now, you should try to know what that is at least, because it's not only for this cohort, we will have many other discounts in the future. But if you are not, we have an exclusive offer for you. We would like you to enjoy this class at an $1,800 price and have 1 year of professional membership. So you won't have the CIP, the AIIP discount right off, but in the next programs, you probably will, if you, well, not 50%, but the ones that your professional membership brings. So this is an opportunity for you to actually try out the professional membership. It's basically giving you an array of different benefits in not only training, but also access to knowledge. So we have a lot of things we have prepared for you. So these are basically the packages that we offer for you. And of course, if your team wants to join, we also have a 10% discount for pairs and teams that come into the program. So this is what we wanted to share with you. I want now to give the floor to Alba, because now we will have our past participants speak. And while they speak, you may have a lot of questions. So just make sure you write everything down, and we'll be happy at the end to do a Q&A session, so we are all aligned on this. Okay? Also, if you want to write on the chat the questions, we can also be reading them at the end and answering for you, okay? Thank you, and let's go to our past participants.
Okay, so let me share the screen once more. Okay, I'm very glad to have this conversation with our Jimmy alumni, past participants of CIP program of February of this year. We have the pleasure to have with us today Mr. Kobang Maluleka, who is the Managing Director of African Green Earth from South Africa, and Atef Shkokani, who is the Program Coordinator of Entrepreneurship and Innovation Unit at Birzeit University in Palestine. Nice to have you here, Kobang and Atef. And
thank you.
Welcome again. Okay, so we will learn more about the experience with CIP program. Why did you choose to be part of this CIP program? And as well, what are the benefits and the achievements so far of being certified from Jimmy with CIP program? Okay, let me start first with Kobang. Hi, Kobang.
Hi.
I'd like to know more about yourself and also how did you learn about this opportunity for the Jimmy CIP program, and as well the reason why you wanted to be certified from Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just happy to meet everyone. So just to reintroduce myself, so I'm Kobang Maluleka, so I'm the Managing Director for African Renewers based in South Africa. So African Renewers, maybe just a quick high-level background. It's a subsidiary company of N, which is Enterprising Africa Regional Network. So we started N with our founder, Joshua Ngoma, in about, I think, we've got 9 years now. So the purpose of why we started the company is we wanted to create impact. So we saw that there's a challenge in terms of youth unemployment. What are the things that we need to do ourselves without waiting for government or to solve problems? What can we do to create solutions that could be able to work, where we can develop people who can create businesses and create jobs? So African Renew as a company, so we focus on developing young people, which is on to become entrepreneurs. So we were looking at solutions and working with different models. What model could we use for us to address the biggest challenge that as Africa we are faced with? Because if we understand that Africa with overpopulation of over 60%, which is under the age of 25 years, so we are looking at, despite that, we've got such a huge levels of unemployment. What should we be looking at to address the issues? And I think it was quite very interesting for us. It worked quite very well in a sense that our philosophy first is we don't teach anything that we don't implement ourselves. So we need to first to be in that business. We need to first use the tools so that we are able to go out and be able to then teach the other people that can be able to use those tools. So it was a very great experience for us. And I think it's such a tool that has helped us to re-look at how do we position this solution? How do we offer the solution? We've done all the tools, all the things that the team has gone through in terms of identifying what is our opportunity we are looking for, defining our victory, what are we looking to achieve, working with various different partners, universities, government, mostly financial sectors as well, connecting all the dots, and really crafting a solution for us that we could be able to utilize in terms of what our challenge is and what we've defined. We've actually defined a challenge that, in the next 10 years, our goal is to empower and train 10 million entrepreneurs across Africa that will be generating 10 billion in annual revenue. And at the same time, lifting about 100 million people out of poverty. So that's our focus. We are focusing from South Africa, but also we are looking at Africa as a continent and using the methodologies to expand that. We've developed a nice business concept that came out of our field of play, and we've implemented that. And in actual fact, we've managed to even get sponsors on board based on the tools and how we've used the methodology. And we are currently busy with the program with two of the biggest financial institutions in South Africa. That's including also 2 mining companies in South Africa. And we currently have entrepreneurs across various provinces. And we are also introducing this to the young entrepreneurs as well, in terms of how they could start up their agribusinesses. So yeah, no, it's actually exciting. And I think it's a journey that we still want to continue to be able to evolve and achieve our moonshot for the next 10 years.
Thank you, Kabang. I would like to ask Atef, how did you learn about Jimmy CIP classes? And also, what are your key takeaways from those master classes, if you can share?
Okay. Hi, everyone. And I'm glad to be here. My name is Atif Kokani. I'm a projects coordinator at the Innovation Entrepreneurship Unit at Berzid University. And as you know, it's an innovation unit at the university. It's normally it's like teaching and working with the students with the first level of his first layer of passionate students at the community. And typically, like my background, it was like BA in economic and computer science, while a master in business administration. I learned a lot in master, but typically I had searched on something related to the innovations, which is like it's out of the box. Typically, it's out of the box. And when I checked like the master, it's like everything it's theoretical. Some people like they imagine and they build something from somewhere here or there. But typically, what have been done on I was impressed when I have checked uh, on your website when I was looking for a professional courses and innovations. I noticed Jimmy institutes. I checked the curriculum extremely well, and I noticed there's something from the terms. There's something really new. When I had involved in the course, it's really impressed on the level, on the layer, and the knowledge, on the experience, on the examples that have been shared. And the most important part, which is the first layer of definitions, to build something really concurrent, based on concurrent terms. When you say it's innovation, it says like right now, if I have like the same question they had asked us during the session, what is your definition of innovations? We have 18 participants. We will be hearing 18 different kind of definitions, but typically there's one definitions, real definitions for innovations, and collecting those, like they presenting everything. It's like every information that they have shared, it's like a dot. And when we connect the dots, we can reach on it's a fragmented ideas to be moved from fragmented to be an idea. So those kinds of things, it's built together, are very well connected to understand the concepts, the worksheets, the activities, it's totally different. It's different than what have been taught in master degrees, even though. So it was like enrichment. It was really excited. It was really practical. There is a lot of practical. Think out of the box. So I want to thank you really for this. It had a great course.
Thank you so much, Atif, and I'd like to hear from Kobang. So, what were your, like, let's say, most impressive learnings from this course, and also what are the key takeaways? What excited you the most during this CIP program?
Yeah, I think just to touch on what Altef has just mentioned now, the program, just to deviate a bit slightly, the program we have within the agriculture space is we wanted to move away from teaching theory. So we wanted to take people who have never been exposed to agriculture, and how do you take them and make them agri-entrepreneurs within 1 year? And I think it's the practicality of it, which 20% of the program is the theory part of it, but it's more the practical aspect of it. And I think, looking at my experience, I've been in consulting. I've done a number of work for various different banks using different tools in terms of innovation. And I think a lot of things that are out there are still from a theoretical point of view. But I think what I love about the program is really the practicality of it, is to taking a simple methodology and making it simple for us and for anyone else to understand. We are teaching the young people now the same methodology. And it's so easy for them to understand and apply it in what they want to do for their own agribusinesses. So that's really the practicality of it, the practical side of it, but also the exercises, the connection as well, connecting with the team members and collaborating, and having the tools and the methods. So you don't feel like you've been left behind, and you don't feel as if this is a new field for you, you don't feel like you just lost. You are part of the team, you're growing and you are learning consistently. So I think that's what we need to innovate, as HP mentioned earlier, is make it simple. It's the simplicity of it and more practical, so that it's understandable. There's no hidden codes or anything. Anyone can understand it and apply it. I think it's the work that we do in the program consistently, every exercise we do on a weekly basis, that really drives home. The key for me is when we did the project, as we mentioned, from when we were transitioning from level 1 to level 2, and actually using our own organization. It actually helped us a lot, because we spend weekends and weekends with all the executives and all the team, from idea generation to all the things, following the whole methodology. It helps us to understand who we are. And that also helped us to build our own MTP with regards to who we are, what are we standing for, why are we doing what we're actually doing. And I think it's fantastic. I think that's, for me, the huge takeaway from the program. If you want to make a change in the world, you want to create impact, this is where you should be, really in defining the next steps and the next phases in terms of where do you want to go and what impact you want to, legacy you want to live in your own organization, or what legacy you want to live within the specific country you're in. And this is a place that you need to be in.
Thank you so much. And the last question for both of you, what are the achievements so far after you have been certified? It hasn't passed too much, right, since February, but what would you define as the key benefits in terms of individual level, but also organizational level? Atef and Kobang, if you can just emphasize a few things
Typically,
on that.
Like before this session, I had in participating in something in youth events. I was inspiring them, talking about innovations and how they can be more innovative, creating a startup entrepreneurship. It's part of my work. So it was like was invited by European Union to attend the sessions and inspire those. It done 1 hour ago, so I come directly to your session. So it's like there's a new knowledge have been acquired, and there's something to be in inspire for other student participants, even youth entrepreneurs, to think out of the box, really, to do something really, as mentioned, Copen, it's simplicity. What they have, like after the end of the session, they says, okay, what we like the most, which is like the simplicity. You share the knowledge and experience from something that we practice every day. We see everywhere. We go to McDonald's. We eat from McDonald's, for example, but we never think about those kind of examples that's inspire us. And when we go back and think, it's really there's innovations in the process, there's innovations in technology, there's innovation in management, there's innovations in a lot of things, which is making an impact and totally different. And during the session, one day I was like I had reached to the point I'm saying like, should I give up from this session? It was like there is the mentor on the second half of the session was like giving up more ideas. I wrote more ideas. No, no, those ideas combine them in one and give us more ideas. I wrote more ideas. Give us more ideas. No, no, those combine them. And I'm saying, oh, where I can come from more ideas, like, and but typically at the end we reach to the innovative level, and innovative level I notice it says at the end. It's not the first idea that it come from, it is the end. When you like reach to the end and there is no it says it's you are like at the end of the world. There is nothing after it. You find
Innovation
something.
needs iteration,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes, iterate.
definitely. Okay, Kobang, and we will have the Q&A session soon.
Yeah, no, I think if I have to just highlight that our massive transformative purpose, which is our MTP, is developing the African youth into successful entrepreneurs that will grow profitable businesses and sustainable businesses or sustainable agribusinesses. First of all, to ensure food security while increasing levels of employment and prosperity. I mean, when we looked at this MTP about 2 years ago, it seemed like a daunting task. It seemed like, how do we achieve that on our own? Because we are self-funding, we are not dependent on any government. In 8 years, we've built 5 subsidiaries on our own, which we're focusing, and it's all about creating impact, although we are a PTY. So it really, really seemed very scary for us, to say, can we really achieve that? Can we actually get to, how do we get Africa to beneficiate much of our raw products? We've got urban migration, we've got all these issues. How do we solve these problems? How do we get young people who with PhDs, with this education, knowledge in the streets? How do we get them? But I think with this engaging in this process, it really helped us to streamline that. And it actually helped us to make things a bit much more easier for us to put a map in place, because this seemed like a field of play that is so far removed and quite very scary. And at some point, if we want to achieve the 10 million that we want to develop, how do we do that in another country? Because it's physical, it needs all the practicality. How do we digitize this? How do we put online systems? How do we get sponsors to help us, not even to help us, but to help those that need to be developed? So I think it really gave us to understand, first of all, the growth gap that is available, to understand and crystallize our message. And also internally, it helped us as an organization to streamline our communication. First of all, to understand each other, to understand each other's profiles and thinking. Now I know if I say something to someone, I need to listen because it's an idea, how they generate these ideas, and connecting that. And only to realize that there's so much wisdom internally. So if all of us are aligned, we are able to shape now what we want to achieve. Then our MTP seems we can achieve that. Our moonshot, we can achieve that. And I think what we've done in a short space of time, it has allowed us to be in a position that we are in. We are currently sitting with 50 entrepreneurs who are students and youth and coming from different provinces, and we are actually developing them. And some of them don't even have any experience within agriculture, but they are going to be the leaders. They are going to be the change. And we've got more women also in the program, which is helping us to be able to say, we can shape this, we can change the status quo. As Africa, we can be the lead, we can solve the world issues, we can solve food security with, it's exciting, because now you can see all those things that are coming up. So I'm excited. And I think we've brought in also good sponsors as well, because we've streamlined the things and used the methods that Jimmy has provided. And for that, we'll forever be grateful. And I think we've got a long-term relationship and partnership that we want to take with Jimmy, and also to interact with everybody else that's in the platform. And I think that wisdom and knowledge is there. We can all share ideas. We pick up ideas from all of us, from everyone. So that I wish everyone good luck. And I will connect with most of the guys as well on LinkedIn as well. But this will not be a wasted investment. It's a key investment.
Thank you so much, Kobang and Atef, for sharing all this experience with us. It was very much valuable. I see that Travis and Duma has posted questions. So Travis is asking, great information. If I understand correctly, the project for the level 2 portion can come from your own organization. Correct? Dari, if you want to respond, or do you
Correct. It could come from your own organization. The key thing here, I would say, is that if you are going to do the CIP course on your own, I mean, if no one else from your organization is going to do it with you, you have to make sure that we have feedback from your co-workers or your team. So we understand that this is a team effort. Because the thing is that we do need the person who is being certified to learn how to do this in teams. So that could be an option, or bring someone from the cohort, a fellow classmate, to work on a project for your organization, because maybe a classmate doesn't have certainty of what project they want to work with. So that is an option as well.
And Jara is asking, what would be a suggestion or advice you would give us as new students to make the most of this program? Be present, be there physically and mentally. So try to listen as much as you can from the Dr. Patel. Hirana Patel is going to share a lot of examples that he has experienced by consulting hundreds of corporates, big corporates. So try to learn as much as you can also from the peer, and also from the team members as well. You will have a lot of exercises that you need to deliver in team. So you will learn a lot from the experience of different people coming from different countries, and also from different backgrounds. So that would be best for you. And also try to do the homework always, so you can deliver with high results. And read the inbox.
Yeah.
Okay, if there are any more questions, just feel free to unmute and ask. Kobang,
Just to add on that as well. Yes, you can do project within your own organization. What helped us was we had 4 directors in this program. So there were 4 of us from the group. So it really helped us a lot. And when I mean 4, because we've got 5 subsidiaries, so it was actually 5 of us. So each director was in this course for both level 1 and level 2, which played a huge critical role that we are able to hold each other accountable and drive the project quite nicely successfully. So it became a collaborative effort for us in that space. So that was a benefit for us. So I think it might work if you do the project on your own, in your own organization, but it'd be good to bring in other executives in this program, which I think they will benefit.
Thank you, Kobang. Are there any more questions? Please feel free to ask directly.
I think we're gonna share the recording, right, Alba? After this, so we will be sending all the information and the deck in PDF. Alba will be doing that. So if you have any other questions, just write to us.
Solomon, I guess.
Yes, mine is not a question, but probably is something that I'm adding to encourage my colleagues. I have read the materials that you have already shared in advance, especially the connectivity. And in fact, it tells you about things that are going to happen from 2025, 2027, thereafter, for you also to know things that you are to expect and to actually invest. So you can see clearly that this course, even though we are yet to take, when you read the materials in advance, which I will encourage my colleagues to read them, actually, I have read the connectivity, and in fact, it's really, really impacting me. And now I become like more or less a innovation forecaster. So I will encourage my colleagues to actually see the technology that are going in fashion, in construction, where even now people are using razor kind of plastic for blocks. building construction, and particularly they have built one in Ivory Coast, which I've watched the video. I've done the further studies to watch the video from the people from Colombia who partner with UNICEF. I've also seen the people are using, I think, plastic for bridge construction in Netherlands, and a whole lot. So I will ask my colleagues who are in this platform to read the materials in advance so that at least they can actually know things before even we start on the 10th. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. I guess we came to the end of the info session. If there is any question, please let us know. Otherwise, we have to close.
Alba, what I was saying, so everyone is aligned. We will be sending an email with this recording and the deck. So make sure that if you have any questions that maybe were not solved during the session, you can just write on top of that email, and any of our team members will be responding. Thank you very much, and thank you, Kobang, and thank you, Atef, for doing this important, insightful presentation as well of your experience. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Atef and Kobang. And thank you, everyone, for joining the info session.
Thank you.
Hope to see you all in the CIP program.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.